Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited to show you some of the amazing vintage toys that I sold in my online store today. I wanted to show you what they are before I ship them out, so let's dive right in. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you can see more of the stuff that I have in my collection. Now let's get to the first thing that sold today. It's this Alfred Hitchcock, A Baker's Dozen of Suspense Stories from 1964. So Alfred Hitchcock, who of course had the, famous Alfred Hitchcock Mysteries TV show, or was it just the Alfred Hitchcock show? Either way, you know who he is. He made Psycho and all those other things. He's famously known for telling horror stories and murder stories, all of that. Now, these books were a series of books that Alfred Hitchcock put out. This one was by Dell, which actually makes a lot of the comic books that I sell too. This is a collection of stories. So what Alfred Hitchcock would do is he wouldn't even write the books. He'd just write an intro to the book. It would have his face on it, much like his TV show, but it would be written by other people. So it's a bunch of short mystery murder stories written by these authors. So that's going out today. Now here are some things that someone ordered all of right after I posted them. They're tiny, they're toony, they're all a little loony. I could keep going. I'm going to do the whole song if I don't stop. So what I have here are 4 issues of Tiny Toon Adventures magazine. These are from the 90s, and it was just a magazine that they put out. There was also a Looney Tunes one, and there was a Tiny Toons one. And each one is just kind of, well, let's be real. It's a giant advertisement for Tiny Toons, and it was a way to get people to buy more stuff by them. Look at this. This one has a centerfold with the entire cast and crew in it. Cast and crew, they're cartoons. And of course on the back, everything was for the Looney Tunes parks and videos and all the other stuff they were putting out. But these things have just different jokes, games, things. But I was really happy to find these, and they're all in great condition. None of the things have been ripped out. None of the little word puzzles and stuff have been done. Also, here's a good Captain Crunch, Where's the Real Captain advertisement. These were just really cool, and I knew they'd go right away, and they did. Next, a vintage card game from, I want to say the 1960s, the game of Slapjack. So even though this one says Studious Steve. So this was a card game for kids that was put out by Whitman, which you can see here by the printing on the back. I don't really remember the rules of the game, to tell you the truth. Each one of these cards has a different character on it with an illustration, which these illustrations are super cool. There you go. That's from the 1960s. And then I'm always thrilled when I find one of these things, a Fisher-Price wooden pull toy. Now these range in the dates that they're from, but this is one of the older ones. It has the Fisher-Price logo on the back. Yes, I'm just showing you this seals behind. It is a pull toy that's got the string, and when you pull it, the toys are uneven, so they wiggle, which makes this ball that's on a spring on the seal's nose wiggle around. And of course, it's got the sticker that goes all the way around to make it look like it's a trained seal. And then I got one more item from my big bin of loose toys. This Garfield figurine from the 1980s. So there were a lot of small figures. I want to say the Smurfs kind of started this trend because they were all these little PVC sort of small Smurf characters you could get. They were super cool. And soon after that, other cartoons and comics started doing the same thing. And one of them was Garfield. Now, the weird thing about Garfield is when they merchandised, it would always be some sort of like, let's make it hip and 80s. Whereas Garfield's whole character was that he was lazy, he napped, he hated Mondays and normal, but then they would do things like, now he's in a jogging uniform, working out. I had another one where he was on a skateboard that I sold, and he had like a headband and stuff. That's not what Garfield does, but apparently this one does. So that's going out today too. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed looking at some of the things that I sold from my vintage online store where I collect pop culture toys from the 90s to the 50s. Don't forget to check out my website, thepopcultureroadshow.com. And remember to like and subscribe this video so you can see more of what I've been collecting.